Hi, I am Suren, Solution Architect at DataArt, and today I will present Developer Guide to Enterprise AI with Spring AI. But before we start, I just want to understand how many of attendees use Java in their work. Could you please raise hands if you're using Java, let's say, less than 3 years? So nobody. It will be great. Python? No, it's Spring AI, part of the Java, and presentation will be directly about it. Okay, well, it's really will be interesting. Okay, so for the last few years, world's software development was rocked by one thing, generative AI, and for a while it seems like party only happening on the Python's world. So we saw incredible things like LangChain, Llama Index, but as Java devs, we were faced with some interesting question. What about Java and how to bring AI into the Java? Okay, so in that case, we face two main questions. Or we starting build complex polyglot system to bridge our backend with the Python services, or we starting to making multi-year costly migration because of this we are far behind in our enterprise application with AI. So thankfully for us, Java devs, the answer was neither of these two options. The answer was Spring AI. So that was the question that the genesis of Spring AI, and but let's be honest, it's not just a copy paste of the Python libraries itself in Java infrastructure. It's all full ground implementation for the Spring ecosystem, which uh, which democratized access to AI for a global Java community. And it's by itself protects the decade of investment in Java infrastructure, talent, and architecture as well. So, wrong button. I'm more than sure that everybody here is familiar what is LLM by itself and what it represents. And I don't know. Okay, the advantage of Spring AI that come to the Java world, what is its role by itself? It's become essential glue layer between, because LLM by itself knows, trained on the public data, knows a lot of things, but nothing about enterprise data or internal APIs or things that are related to the company products or customers history. So here comes Spring AI, which roles to become essential glue layer between, let's say, powerful mind that represent with AI and private data, which is our enterprise data. And it makes its give ability to our product applications become more intelligent and really aware about our company's data and goals. So there were three main points based on which Spring AI was created, and we can say that this was the Spring way of AI. Its first one, its portability by itself. It gives us ability to create interface abstraction over diverse AI providers and write ones and have ability On deployment part, just by changing one line of code in configuration, swap providers between, let's say, if we use OpenAI model, we can switch to the Gemini and any other that at this moment handles by Spring AI, which is a huge amount of implementation there. The second point was the modularity in the Podio. I don't know, are you familiar with the Java side? Most of Java products contain plain old Java objects, which give us ability using building blocks as a way of communication between objects. So Spring AI itself gives ability automatically map AI output to strongly typed Java classes, and instead of text, just have our objects which smoothly can integrate to our applications and not make any complex parsing operation there. And the third important point was developer experience. So it feels like a natural extension of Spring with its auto configuration, starters, and Fluent APIs. It gives just like it feels like the part of code without extra movement. So yeah, I know that in point of Python it will look a little bit different, but in Java, as in a simple way, we can use our Spring AI. How Spring AI achieve this? The main entry point is a chat client, which is similar to Java's REST client or a web client, same understandable interface under it. And here we have just a simple way of providing to the client user. It's a user's prompt, make a call, get the content, and in a variable have our response. But so building blocks of the prompt, this happening and in the prompt object by itself, and prompt objects is has is messages, and there are roles for messages. So what advantages it can give to us? So user message is the direct input, which means your prompt that you will use to send to AI model. Assistant message, which is the answer that you get from the AI back. And here is the interesting part, system message. It's instruction block. So if you ever use some, let's say, ChatGPT panel and ask some questions that are not represent correct, you provide some kind of actor to it, and that actor make a response from the point of view actor. For example, you can act as an expert, I don't know, Java developer, and provide the results in the structured JSON. This part will help with that. So in this part, we with the prompt, we have ability to make our prompts reusable and dynamic by itself. So which each time without providing, like provided here an example, full prompt by itself. So tell me some joke about the topic. We can extract this into the resource file, and by using prompt template, provide adjective and the topic there and get a final prompt. This is the best practices to externalize prompts to resource files, and it separate concerns logic from the core definition. What does that mean? In the application level, you can create your unit tests upon prompts and test them separate it to AI logic by itself without spending any money or without spending any cost to it. And it's make predictable and robust AI application development. Structured AI outputs. So our main main response is here with AI response. It's top level response object, and it contains inside it generation by default. Mostly not by default. You will have only one generation which contains helpful data in it without mm, not only content but also useful data with like token usage, why your model stop responding, or how much time it spent to reply to it. So everything will be written in this metadata. In the future, it's possible to effectively use and predict what kind of changes need to be done in the process. So this is the part which I already told before about Pojo. AI response not always can be plain text. It can become a structured data in our case. And to achieve this in that part, system message which is instruct our AI model to provide the structured response to us, and just by calling on the chat client method called providing entity on which it should be parsed, it will provide us Java object which we can easily integrate into our application. And yeah, this. So this is our providers. I have include only major ones here, but in real case, you can find in the Spring documentation a bunch of more providers at this moment that present there, and you can smoothly integrate, like I don't know, OpenAI, or if you want run your model locally, or Llama or Hugging Face under it with the DeepSeek. Okay, so the part where AI is memorizing the vector stores, what they are in AI world. Memory is the cruel part, and it give us a possibility to in our nowadays AI modern pattern is the RAG, foundation retrieval augmented generation, and it's by itself provide possibility to create embeddings from our data, which are numeric representation, and store in a vector store interface. So it's a high level abstraction on it, and by itself, sorry, again, no, sorry. Okay. Uh, there is a lot of vector databases that at this moment already handled by Spring AI, and you can see here like or the extension for PostgreSQL pgvector, or in memory Redis, or other one. And again, it's give us ability to not log into databases itself, because it's work on a higher interface level, vector store, and under it with the configuration we can easily switch from one to another and our logic there. So to prepare your data for AI, as you know, we need to have some you need to parse data and create embeddings that for these purposes Spring Spring AI by itself provide a document reader which is give ability to parse PDFs or text documents and use text token text splitter to make a smaller chunks and upload all that via vector store interface to embeddings. Okay, empowering the AI with tools. So this is the coolest part in Java. Yeah, I know in a Python world it might be ancient age, but in Java it's coming and it's coming really fast. I find out about this 2 months ago, but the project itself time around 1 year, if I'm not mistaken, and already a lot of work has done here. So what is give this us and how it's empower? There is a I'm storing one calls tool calling. Well, what does this mean? Let's imagine that you have a situation in your business logic that some part of your application do those or that operations which can't be handled via LLM. So in our configuration level, we can, for example, if you have some stock market and you work with the stock market prices, you by asking what is the stock price for Acme, you never will be, and you need to take this from the your application call. It's possible just expose a Spring Bean and annotate it with the tool, provide the name with it, and when chat client executes prompt that says what's stock price of Acme, it start calling the bean which was annotated with the tool and call the method which related to this and provide the response already processed with LLM but with the correct results. Okay, in this point, from the point of view, chatting is become more doing in our application. So cross-cutting concerns to AI and inspired by aspect-oriented programming with AOP, there was created advisor API which as a good example of it, question answer advisor, which handles the entire RAG retrieval pipeline automatically. It gives ability to keep your code business logic clean and focuses in case. So key takeaways about this presentation. Spring AI brings generative AI to GVM. This moment it's really evolving and a lot of things that at this moment are available for Python by default is become the part of Java world as how to say smoothly integrated with the Java ecosystem. But at the same time is prioritized the developer experience. So there is no need in the scope of the Java do some sort of, I don't know, integration with those or that services. It's possible to create your own AI solution inside your application. And also it lowers the barrier to ensure the production grade AI application. At this moment, actively from the Java community of Spring AI, they trying to integrate agentic patterns to GVM and also MCP, embarrassing standard, interoperable, composable for AI systems. And project really rapidly evolving. Okay, so where is possible to find any information about how this handles with the Spring? First point is always official documentation is well prepared and as good as other projects from the Spring. There is a official GitHub project which contains any kind of examples that are already provided in the official documentation. And also awesome Spring AI, which is my favorite one. There is a repo, and by this QR you can find that repo. In there is a lot of interesting and out-of-box example of applications what you can do with the Java and how it's possible to integrate your application. Stack Overflow, yeah, it's not that yet. Till now, it's possible to find some interesting answers from your questions from Stack Overflow, then just get from the GPT. And the traditional one is the Spring one events that happens, and also other events that related to Java and Java community. So thank you very much, guys. If there are any questions, I will try to answer them if I can. Questions?
See, I see.
Hello, my
Hey.
name is Kirill.
Mhm.
I'm DevOps engineer. Just curious about what is the size of the resulting artifact when you build the with Spring AI application?
Oh, interesting question. To be honest, I haven't checked with it, but it's not more than any other, like say, if you include some sort of Spring Data GPA, it's almost the same that Spring AI. It depends on how much dependencies you will include and how much jars should be compared. But for my tests, if I'm not mistaken, it takes somewhere around less than 1 and 2 MB.
So small.
Yes, it's small because
Yes.
there is the, if you include whole package, let's say Spring
Yes.
AI with your BOM, with
Yes,
all
yes.
extra errors, I don't know how much it can be, but especially if you want to work with OpenAI, I don't know, I will not include, let's say, Gemini's package as well there.
So now, for example, if we deploy Python version of AI, usually we have some 2 GB of Python bloatware in the artifact. So in Java, it's much smaller. Yes.
You know, this is the part where which related to AI, but itself application can be much more. So it's not, let's say if you divide it by microservices, you can achieve that goal. Because
Okay.
by itself, it can be them independently deployed in other containers and have a low cost there. A low SaaS, sorry, not cost.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Any questions, guys? I'm really interested.
Uh, there, there is a part just directly related to the security part, and two parts of security is there. First one related as simple understanding like API keys and etc. and cover, let's say, state and etc. And there also the part which responsible for, let's say, prompt security by itself, that limited your ability to have some I can't remember the correct word, sort of prompts that can violate the policies by itself, your companies or etc. You can put the rules there. But by itself, it's easily integrated into Spring ecosystem, which already handles via Spring security and can be covered there. So it's, let's say, it's a part of the project, sorry, not product, which is just come part of the application, not itself independently. You can't just put it and sell that, you know, I create one. If you need security, you need to, from Java, take Spring security and connect this, those things together.
James, are no.
I can surely tell it, but are you just curious? Are you familiar how Java Spring by itself. It's working. Are you familiar with it?
I know about Java
Mhm.
project.
Well, this will take a lot of to get in that point. Anyway, anyway, this should be someplace deployed, and if you want to achieve that part, at first you need to get there. I mean, about perimeter, you need to cross to come there. If you come, sure, you can take advantage there, and this is not a part of the language by itself. But I really don't know how to answer this question. It's not usual ones that you, let's say, day by day in the work period can face, because it's a little bit out of scope. For sure, I can say with 100%, this is the correct or this is the incorrect. My bad. Thank you.
So, guys, any questions? Okay, thank you so much, Suren.
Thank you, guys.